A new survey shows how Utahns feel about national monuments.
We had 3/4 indicating overall that they support.
I'm Ben Winslow on Utah's Capitol Hill. When he takes office, President-elect Trump is expected to once again shrink the boundaries of Bears Ears and Grand Staircase Escalante national monuments. But tribal and environmental groups say their research shows that most Utahns don't want him to.
I'm really encouraged by these poll results.
A poll put out by the Grand Canyon Trust says a majority of Utahns support national monuments. The survey says 75% of Utah voters back a president's ability to designate a monument, and a majority, 65%, support keeping monument boundaries as is. That includes a small majority of self-identified Republicans who were surveyed, and nearly all who identified as Democrats. Bears Ears and Grand Staircase Escalante national monuments have seen their borders shrink and grow with each presidential administration, and it's spilled over into legal fights. Native American tribal members are expecting the Trump administration to shrink them again, renewing fears their ancestral lands could be developed.
We've heard and are expecting modifications similar to the first Trump administration, and we do expect them to be swifter as this administration has taken a lot of lessons from its first time around.
But the Grand Canyon Trust survey claims that across political party lines, there's support for keeping the boundaries as is with Bears Ears and also in the Grand Staircase Escalante National Monument.
For tribes, what we do in response is reminding, decision makers and agencies how important it is to follow through with proper and thorough consultation with tribes, to reach out to us, to talk to us, learn about our opinions and our viewpoints on the management of these lands.
Over the weekend, hundreds rallied at the Utah State Capitol for public lands. The U.S. Supreme Court recently refused to hear a legal challenge by Utah political leaders staking claim to millions of acres.
We're not going to give up.
The Senate President and House Speaker say the legal challenges should continue.
It's not about protecting the land, right? We want the land protected, but the problem is they're using the monuments to cut off access to the lands.
The House Minority Leader says she hopes her colleagues listen to the survey.
We don't want to see public lands. We don't want to see them privatized just to drill for short-term outcomes when we have to think about our climate and the future for our children.
Now, that lawsuit is expected to be filed in the federal court system before ultimately making its way back to the U.S. Supreme Court. On the Hill, Ben Winslow, Fox 13 News, Utah.